Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode number 67. My name is Glenn Gers, and I am coming to you every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if I can make it. And I am working here on a script for a TV pilot. I am writing it with you looking over my shoulder so that you can see what happens as you build a script from just an idea to an outline to a rough draft to a finished draft. We are currently doing the rough draft, and I am just spending a little time every day showing you a way to do this. It's not the only way to do it. It's not the best way to do it. It's not the officially approved way to do it. It's just one way that one person has figured out to get through this mysterious process of making a script. I have been a professional screenwriter for 25 years, so I have worked out a system that works for me, and I'm showing it to you in case it is helpful. But if it's not, don't worry. Do your thing. Be you. Do you. Hello, Double Knot. Hello, Roddy. Hello, Ellen. Hello, Mally. Hello, Kitschy. Hello, everyone. Great to see you here. Let us plunge right into the work of the day because it's going to be interesting. Here's the outline. I realized when I started to think, what am I going to do today, that I don't know what to do. I was thinking, like, we're working through this scene. I have a rough idea. This scene has every scene in a pilot like this has so many things you can try and cram in, so many possibilities. And you really need to have some good sense of how you are driving through the story before you just start piling things in. So when you get a scene like this, it can go everywhere. It can go to so many places. And I realized I don't know where it should go because I don't know where Madeleine is. I know who she is in the big picture. I got to get a really good sense of her, I think. But I don't know where she is in this episode. And I want to show you how I solve that problem. Hello, 99 Precinct. Hello, Foam Heart. Hello, everyone. I am about to show you... let's actually just do this. I am going to duplicate the outline so that I do not mess with our original. Then I'm going to change this name to the Mad pilot, Madeleine, Mad. Now, I am going to go through this and I'm going to take out everything that's not Madeleine. I'm going to leave some of it in just because I want to have a sense of proportions. But I'm going to take this. This is, okay, so meet Madeleine. Madeleine arrives. Madeleine does, okay. Meet Norman. Let's take Norman out of here. Let me see. Do I have a different color? Yes, I do. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to take these things that are not Madeleine and I'm going to reset them. And I'm going to change the spacing. Boop. Okay, so now I can take every scene that's not Madeleine and I can just indicate it with this kind of lavendery color. What I am doing here is making a Madeleine outline. Just an outline of what Madeleine's story, Madeleine's experience is in the pilot. Because what I need to know is, in this beat, we get this about Madeleine. In the next beat, we get this. Beat, beat, beat. She has a story of 8 to 12 scenes. And I need to know where she is in that story for each scene. Let's get rid of this because it is not relevant. This, we get rid of this. We get rid of this. Get rid of this. I'm getting rid of stuff in case you guys couldn't figure that out. What I am doing is I'm going to, simplify. Okay, boo boo. All right. Actually, you know, all of these beats are really just one beat. Boom. Okay. So, oh, look, people are asking me questions. Sorry, I was writing. I was busy writing. What are you doing? Hello. Chad, first time catching a live stream. Hey, cool. Hello, Glacier Mountain Comics. Nice that you can join us. Hello. All right, this is awesome. Good. Hi, have you seen that group of privates? Well, that's an interesting question. Is this recent? Because, yeah, I don't. No, I have not. Let's put it that way. Okay, yeah, I do not know. So tell me later. All right. We're going to take this and we are going to move it X way down here. Way down here. Look at, geez, this outline is long. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So now we've got Madeleine and then Dundowski. Huh, that's going to be interesting. All right. Boop, boop. Boom. All right. Okay. Do I have a page count in mind for the script? Yeah. A page, an hour-long drama pilot, in theory, is between 50 and 60 pages. Yeah, it depends on whether you're leaving room for commercials. I'm not. But roughly, scripts are considered to time out at a minute a page. As a like industry standard, like if you're just going to guess, it's a script probably needs to be about the number of pages that it will be number of minutes. So a movie is usually around 100 to 120. A TV hour-long drama is usually 50 to 60. Half hour is usually 30. So that is the page count I am going to end up again. Hello, Dream Phaser. You made it. Okay. Case breakers. Who knew? Yeah, but you know, it's sort of helpful to do it yourself because you get familiar with the pieces. Yes, I hope that it does translate. I think that there's a lot of overlap in storytelling. Okay, so let us get back to this. Okay, this is a. This is Madeleine, Norman. You see, this is where we're going to spend a lot of time with them. And Xena shows up. Okay, so let's look at this, and let's move to notes, because we really want to try and make this super clear in my mind. My mind is not clear yet, so today. Okay, so what have I got here? When I look at Mad's outline, all right, we have Mad at work, turning down a promotion. Then we have Mad arrives and meets. Okay. Then we have all right. What I'm doing here is just making a super simple version so I could just look at it. You know, sometimes you just need to look at it and declutter it. Just like get the basics down there so that you can just say, all right. Okay, so all I'm doing right now is a lot of copying and pasting, which may not seem exciting to you guys, but if you think about it, you are going to see magic happen here. Yeah, it's life. That's okay. All right. Okay, so what we're doing here okay, almost done, guys. Okay, so okay. All right, let me look at this. Now, I'll tell you the problem. Usually what I would do is I would look at this. All right, let me see if I can do this. Usually, yeah, I'm going to pull this down a little so we can see the whole thing at once. See? Oh, there you go. See, because this now, okay, whew, now we have Madeleine's full story as a set of scenes. This is it. This is everything that Madeleine does or experiences in the pilot. And now I can look at it and I can think about it, and I can ask questions, and we can talk about it. Okay, you guys have been talking, so let me just see. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to get to do that again. That was quite an expensive art film, and a very interesting movie, and some phenomenal stuff in there. No, I have not. Retired journalists and agents, the sleuth group. It sounds like they are far better than our sleuth group. Yes, yeah. Zodiac is a phenomenal crime procedural movie. It's marvelous, especially because they have the courage to try and stick to what, as far as they know, happened, and to not make it movie when reality wasn't movie. To not make things tie up in the end if they didn't, not have a winning confrontation at the end. It's really quite a great project. Okay. Yes, I'll Be Gone in the Dark is really fascinating too. Yes, I guess this is, beat sheet, outline, what's the difference? I do not know. What I do know is I need now to think about what's happening here. What's happening? Okay, so we're meeting Madeleine, and she's turning down his roof. Okay, so she is happy in her life. The thing that we're going to be doing here is we are taking her from I am happy in my life and want no changes to I am joining a group of possible crazy people and we have to find and stop a serial killer. Okay, so we are taking her. This is quite a journey. And what we're really getting to is Madeleine is discovering that she wants to change her life. Because I don't know if you remember in our overview, when we talk about who Madeleine is, Madeleine, okay, this is the overview. And in the overview, I've got my character sketches, my character analysis. And this is a story about Madeleine needs to change and grow. She is going to connect with people for the first time in her life, or first time in 30 years. Madeleine, let's talk about Madeleine. Okay. The events of the story make her want to change her life, to grow and be better, not to be stuck in the past, not to be stuck in. So that's the core of what we're getting to, but we can't get her all the way there now. And so the question is, how much of that story is in the pilot? And where do we have to get her from and to in the pilot? So when we look at this, what are the big shapes of this? Okay, we have Madeleine is, she's, I don't want to say repressed, but is limited but happy. Okay, that's the first thing. So that takes us, like, that's what we learn here. Or let's put it this way: in her small life, Madeleine is happy in her small life. That's what we get in section B in this first piece. Then she gets taken to this place now with the police and in the crime scene. What's the vibe? What's changing? What's being revealed? Okay, so let's put this one here. And here. Okay, so in these three sections, the question is, what are we getting here? um, I don't think she's like questioning her whole life yet. I think that's too fast. So is I have to think about what, and partly I'm choosing. I'm not just, it's not like I'm saying, oh, I need to tell you the true story of the real Madeleine. There is no real Madeleine. What I'm trying to do is position her so that she is moving in along these tracks toward the next bump. The next bump is going to be Norman. So in this bump, like she's going, and then boom, George's death comes along and knocks her off her path. And I have to sort of like picture possible ways she can be, and then choose one that fits the picture, the arc I want her to have. This is a biggie. It's, these people are made up, okay? Characters are entirely under your command. If you say jump off the building, they're going to jump off the building. They have no choice. And the important thing to remember about that is that you are not pinned in by what they want. Okay? They do what you tell them. And what I'm trying to figure out is, how can I set her up to be for it to be believable and interesting that she's going to sleep with Norman, and then what happens to her after that when she then has the serial killer come after her. And I believe that this is not a straight line. I think what happens is Norman is like an opening up it's right in the center of the episode. And it's this extended sequence of connecting with another person and trying something new. And so I think that section, hold on, let's show it to you here. It's actually like, if you look at it, it's this whole section here. That's a lot of the story. And this is about unexpectedly leaving her small, safe plan and exploring a new connection. Daring. Trying something new. Okay. Path. Okay, so that's what this is about. By the way, this is another important thing for you to hear. You don't, when you're doing something like this, you don't have to go in order. Sometimes you know something down the line, so fill that in, because when you have, like, if you have a path and you know where your ending is, or you know where something is in the middle, then, and you know your beginning, if there's a piece in the middle you can't get, at least you know where it's heading towards, like what the pillars are that you're going to hang this bridge on. So that's what I am doing here. I know what this is about. I know that Norman and Madeleine is sort of a core to this story, and that the other things around it are other elements that are pushing at her. So if she's going to be trying something new here, exploring, becoming intimate, becoming daring, then here she should not be doing that. Okay? So the tipping point, the change, is the drugs. Okay. So that means that before that, she is angry at George for dragging her dangerously out of her safe life. She is trying to shut this down and get out of it. That's the point. See, now I know what this scene is going to be about. Yes, yes. Okay, and then for this, the dangers of leaving your safe zone and daring something new kind of hit home with a vengeance. Okay, so yeah. It's not so much that I worked backwards as that I worked all over. I knew that I had these things that I'd already chosen. This is really important. You know, there's stuff you already know. You never have nothing. You always have something. Like I knew I had all these scenes that I had instinctively or logically chosen. And so what I knew was, if I know that this thing is going to happen with Norman, and I know that this thing is going to happen with the serial killer, and that those are radically different things, it shows me a path. It shows me a shape, because it's like she's this slightly repressed person, and then events come along and she tries to stay repressed, but then just everything breaks down, comes out of her. She opens up, and then once she's open, she's vulnerable to a terrible new thing coming along. And that is a good thing, because at the end of that, we're like, well, what's she going to do now? She's in deep trouble because she opened up. If she had not taken the drugs, and if she had left and not slept with Norman, none of this, she would be gone by the time the serial killer called, and it wouldn't be a problem. So let's just look at all this. Okay, so now I know what she is trying to do in this scene, in these scenes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this whole thing. This is later. I am now forced to join a group of puzzles. Yes, that is certainly true. It's really, I believe this is like so important to, let's see if I wrote this down somewhere. Nope, I didn't. It's use what you have. Use what you have. That's the key. Okay, I did a video on this subject. It's called Use What You Have. And that is what I'm doing. I had a whole bunch of things in the outline, and I had a rough sense of the character already. So now I need to find a way to get this insight out of the notes and back into the outline and into the script. So let's look at the outline. Let's go back and put this in. Okay. Okay, so are you guys seeing this? Yeah, you're seeing what I'm doing, right? Okay. So now I took that. So this is important. See what will get disrupted. She is content, happy in her small, safe life. Boom. Okay, now we have, this is what this scene is about. Yay. Oops. And once again, all right. Now the thing is, I put that into the Madeleine outline, but the Madeleine outline is in fact is just a working document. I'm going to trash it. So in fact, I need to get the pilot outline. I need to go here. I need to get to this. Okay, so I'm replacing these notes with this one because I have simplified, I've clarified it. Actually, this is interesting. Some Facebook page that I saw today, there was a quote from Richard Feynman, physicist and philosopher. And the quote was real simple, but it was basically, if you can't state something simply, you don't understand it. If you really understand something, you will be able to say it simply. And that is really an important thing to remember. The whole process of this outlining is trying to get the chaos of life to something that you can say, I understand this. I now understand what this scene is about, more than before. Before it was about a lot of things, etc., etc. And she wants to go get back home to safety. That's the key here. Right. Madeleine. Okay, so in this scene now, the one that we were stuck on, I now know that the point of this scene, the shape of this scene is Madeleine resents George for destabilizing her life, which is what he did 30 years ago. And doesn't allow herself to grieve or let in other feelings. And I'll tell you something about this, because this is interesting. That's a pretty obvious insight, honestly. Like the idea of a person who is living a very routine life and doesn't want to change it. We can infer that probably a person like that is at least to some extent afraid, to some extent unable to handle something. And therefore, it is likely that the story is going to force them to handle that. It's just, in our lives, if we were to know Madeleine, we would probably criticize her a little behind her back, not to her face, and say, Madeleine's fun, but she's really kind of like, stuck in her ways. And so therefore, since this is a story, if you meet a person who has a flaw like that, if they are greedy or if they are fearful, we guess that the story is going to challenge that. The story is going to test it or try and get them to change it, because that's how stories tend to work. Yes, absolutely right. Even the safest life can be turned. No one is safe and we're all going to die. That could be tattooed on this script. Yes, exactly. So this is cool. So now we have some questions. Why can't she leave yet? Okay, that's a big question. There's going to be an easy answer to it. There's going to be something she has to do. And then what makes her break down a bit? finding the drugs. Okay. So now we know that we are going to have her order delivery food. Has a bit with the delivery person. Okay. And so now we get to this question, which is, what is that scene about? There's so many things it can be about. By the way, I'm asking myself these questions so I can let them percolate, so that when I come back to this tomorrow or the next day that we do this, I will be able to take on these questions. I have, oh, you guys couldn't see what I was doing here. Okay, there you go. Yes. Okay, this is what I did. I asked this question. I typed this, which is the summary. Okay, and then I have these questions. Why can't she leave yet? This is important. Like, if she resents him for destabilizing her life and she wants to go home, why doesn't she just go home? There needs to be some minor practical thing. It's not going to be a big deal. I'll figure it out. And then when she finds the drugs and she breaks down, does she break it? This is like a very small question, but I'm going to move it. Okay. The question is, does taking the drugs liberate repressed feelings, or is the act of taking them the change? Just something to think about. Okay, so let's go back here because I had gotten to this. Why can't she leave? Okay, I'm not gonna answer that today. I can already tell. This is something that happens. You get sort of used to like monitoring your own brain and seeing what kind of thinking you can do at any given time. Because there's creative, there's editorial, there's all sorts of different things. I feel like I am working to get the flow of Madeleine's story, and I don't want to get hung up on details of something that's obviously going to be solvable. There are 1,000 reasons she can't leave. She could be waiting for the notary or something. I don't know, whatever. But whatever it is, it's keeping her there so that she can have this emotional breakdown. All right. Yes, okay. What does she have to do right now? All right, yes. We did this. We picked her emotional state. She does not want to let in feelings about George, about safety, about her narrow life. Okay. That is her emotional state. Okay. Okay, so now we know what this scene is about. That's a minor thing. And this is, okay, so All right. Okay, so now we have um, got an idea for what this scene is about. And having done that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop for today. Because I think when I next come back to it, I'll be able to make decisions. But right now, I'm feeling fuzzy-headed. So I'm going to say, I now know what I have to figure out and that is figure-outable. And so I'm going to stop. Good to see you all. I hope this was, I know some of you got something out of it. I hope it wasn't too boring. But it really was actually, this is the kind of thing you have to do over and over. Sometimes you have to do it just when you're outlining. It depends on how thoroughly you outline, whether you're going to run, like I could have figured this out when I was doing the outline, but in a way, the process of trying to write some of the scene and stumbling into, gee, I don't know what this is about, is helpful. As long as you're comfortable going back and forth, once you've got the rough shape of it and you know what the scenes are, to go back and forth to really think about these outliney questions in the midst of writing the rough draft. Okay. You know, that's actually a good point. Oh, that's, you know, this is Kitchi. You actually stumbled on something really cool, because yes, that's absolutely true. It is a completely the cliche of the obsessed detective. The Killing is a magnificent, first season is a magnificent example of that. Actually, first and second season. Just this is the 7. Anyway, this is, I'm going to make a note about that. This is kind of the equivalent of not being able to retire with that last unsolved case showing up. Detective. She should leave, but she is finding excuses not to. Ha! That is actually a very sharp insight. I was actually going to try and find a mechanical solution. See, I was thinking, yes, instead of, this is actually, that's cool. Neat. Who would have thunk that writing live on the internet would bring in the reinforcements? Thank you. That's a really good point. Why she can't leave. Cool. Great. It's wonderful to see you. I hope all is well. Dreamphaser, don't you work on production in Europe? So I guess that I'm answering my own question, which is you're not going to be struck if IA, the crew and production union here in LA, is on the verge of striking, and I just wanted to give my support and just endorsement to those workers who are trying real hard to fight for better working conditions, because the working conditions of crew in the entertainment industry can really suck sometimes. It's just not fair, and the strike threat is justified, in my opinion. Everything that is said in this live stream is my opinion. But that's it. Okay, cool and groovy. Thank you all. This was fun. See you either tomorrow or next week. I'll probably be here tomorrow. See ya.